So almost every church has Sunday school. They're going to have kids. They're going to have a nursery. Some churches have daycares. A lot of churches use that for another source of income. But when it comes to your children, I mean, I've never had anybody push back on me in protecting kids. But unfortunately, I have gone into some churches and asked them if they do background checks. Oh, no, we don't, because we know everybody. And that's a lot of times what we get nowadays is we know everybody. But do you really know them? Mm-hmm. I mean, we think we know people, but in reality, we don't. So unfortunately, we recommend background checks on any volunteer that works with children or youth. So when you're doing an interview process where somebody, if you're children's ministry, and you ask them to do a background check and they kind of squirm and move, well, you probably don't want them serving in your children's ministry.
Right. I know that Brotherhood has resources to even help churches communicate to their congregation the need for background checks, mm-hmm. because of the resistance from an older congregation or a congregation who feels tight enough that they know each other, and there's some resistance to a background check because they know each other so well. I think Brotherhood has a lot of those kind of resources to help ministries communicate those kinds of changes to their congregation.
They do, and also, having the 2-adult rule, having a child check-in and check-out system. It doesn't have to be a fancy one, especially if a church doesn't have a budget. You can do a simple thing of writing something down on a clipboard and giving, a parent a name tag, and the kid has a name tag. So when you come back, you have to, verify. Sure. So it doesn't have to be an elaborate check-in and check-out system. If you can afford that, that's great, but it doesn't have to be that. Just having and making sure, because churches have a lot of issues with non-custodial parents. If a couple is split and they know, I mean, maybe the husband knows, hey, my kids are at this church, I know we can try to get to them. And oftentimes churches, volunteers don't know that. And if they don't follow those procedures and policies they have in place, it can be real easy for somebody to come in and take a child, and the church doesn't know. Maybe there's a restraining order against that dad or that husband. But a lot of times churches don't know that. But that's a very easy way for somebody to come in and try to get their kids. So make sure that your volunteers adhere to the policies and procedures that are set in place. I know oftentimes when you don't have enough volunteers, you want to be, oh, hey, it's okay, we can let 10 kids come in here and we only have one adult. I get that. I know it's a problem that churches experience, but again, as much as you can, stick to those. Pull somebody back in, maybe combine rooms. Make sure you have viewing windows on your doors, especially when it comes to youth. Just do what you can to protect yourself. If a pastor or youth is going to do counseling, make sure you have somebody else in the room with you, not counsel somebody of the opposite sex while you're in there. But there's various things that you can do just to, you almost have to do things to harden the target of the church, because there's a lot of bad people out there, and when they come to a facility and they see maybe security team members walking around, or greeters or ushers are standing by the doors, right, they're going to go down to the next church. Now unfortunately, it's going down to the church down the road, maybe bad, but at least your church, your facility is being protected. Right. And it's not that we're being mean. Churches want to be welcome, they want to be open, but protecting the congregation, protecting children, I think is key nowadays, especially in the day we live in.
I agree.